All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Alara Canfield. I'm your host today, and I'm also your guest on the Alara Canfield Show, Awakentohappinessnow Happiness Now Global Series. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about skyrocketing your healing business. So I know in my community, there are a lot of healers, people who already have healing businesses or who want to grow their healing businesses. And there's also people in the community who would like to receive healing, right? So there's both. There's the healers and there's the ones who would like to receive healing as well. And so today this is more targeted towards people who want to skyrocket their healing business, but we're also going to be doing a little bit of healing and clearing on the call as well for some of the major blocks that I see coming up for people with regards to launching or scaling or growing their healing business. Okay. And I'm going to take some questions, of course, as well. So you can always raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat and we'll see what we get. But right now, I just wanted to share really quickly, the past couple of years have been really difficult for a lot of people. And not just because of the pandemic, but also the effects, the residual effect of the pandemic, right? So a lot of us were not able to visit with our family, our friends, at all. So there was a lot of depression and a lot of people feeling isolated as well, right? And so at that time, a lot of people's wounds were coming up, right? Stories were coming up, old patterns were coming up, and they were not able to find a release for them, because sometimes, let's be honest, having that social engagement with our family and friends helps us to handle stress better, right? And we didn't have that, right? So as much as Zoom is great for that and keeping connection, sometimes we really need to see people in person. We need to hug and touch people, right? So that there was a lot of that going on, and people were missing out on that connection with people, but also being able to talk about what's going on with them and being able to feel comfortable in that they had support, right? So I think for the past couple of years, that support was kind of missing. And I think a lot of people kind of spiraled in their stuff, right? All of their stuff was coming up and they didn't know how to heal it, clear it, process it, etc. So there was a big need right now for healers to step up, to share their gifts. And at the same time, it's about, when we are healers, and we all are, but when we're actively doing healing work, it's kind of, the onus is on us. It's kind of like we have a responsibility to share our gifts, to be that conduit for source spirit to work through us, to help and support other people, right? To be of service to other people, including ourselves, right? It's at the same time, it's also about us. And I find that a lot of times when we are sharing our gifts, working with other people, we are automatically working on our own stuff as well, right? So we are healing not just our clients and family members, etc., but we're also healing ourselves when we're doing the work, right? And so sometimes when we're not doing the work, we kind of feel like, feel restless. It's like I should be doing something else and I'm not, and I'm feeling unfulfilled, right? And then at the same time, some people feel like, well, I should be doing the work, but I don't feel like I'm good enough because I'm not able to do the work. It's like a vicious cycle, right? So how many of you here who are here so far resonate with any of that I've said? Yeah. Awesome. And that's the thing is, a lot of these wounds or blocks or patterns, we all have them to some degree, right? And they come up in cycles, right? And so there will be times when you're not feeling like you're doing enough and you want to do more and you're like, how can I? And there'll be other times where you're like, yeah, it's great, I'm doing great, but I'm still not able to reach that level that fulfills me, right? And so a lot of times it's we have to look at what is within us that's holding us back. And I'll be honest, we all know what that is. Okay. We don't, as much as, we have these wonderful healers on the show who can support you, right, in many different ways. if you really go, go silent and go within and you ask the right questions, you will get the answers to whatever happens to be, right? So, but sometimes we need the support from somebody else to help bring out those feelings, those emotions, those patterns, etc., right? But they are within. So I want you to always remember that. You're not giving away your power to a healer or a coach or somebody else. They're just helping to facilitate and bring it up for you, but you do have access to that yourself as well, okay? So always remember that. The power is always within you, okay? All right, so, that's important for me, for you to know that you do have everything within you, all right? All the answers, all the questions, and even the way to heal it for you. And it's going to be different for each person, but you do have that within you. And sometimes, though, we do need support from outside to help us get access to that, which is fine, right? And sometimes we don't want to do our own healing. We want somebody else to do it for us. Okay, we're here for you for that, okay? So that's just a little background about, a little bit about healing and so on. But also, this call is about how to skyrocket your healing business. So do you want to skyrocket your healing business? Do you want to have another level for your healing business? And are you willing to do whatever it takes? This is where it's like the rubber hits the road, right? A lot of times we're not willing to do whatever it takes. I remember I said a long time ago in the past for myself, I'm not willing to do that. Whatever that was at the time, right? I'm not willing to do that. I don't want to do that, right? So where have you been stopping yourself, right? That's what I want to ask you. Where have you been stopping yourself from growing your business if that is what you are wanting to do? And, it might be just, a mindset, a point of view that you have, or it might be a full-on, I'm not comfortable with that, whatever it happens to be. Self-sabotage, sometimes fear. Yeah, and self-sabotage, is a really interesting concept. I'm gonna go with that. It's an interesting concept. Fear, absolutely, right? And sometimes fear is about not wanting to fall flat on your face, right? Not wanting to make mistakes. What will people think, right? Fear of judgment, any of that. So like I said, we're going to do clearings as well while we are speaking. So I don't want to forget, because this is a big one, the self-sabotage and the fear. So I just want to deal with some of this fear first, right? So it's kind of like the fear of judgment, the fear of rejection, the fear of making mistakes, the fear of doing the wrong thing, right? So anywhere and everywhere in all lifetime, spaces, dimensions, and realities where you did something wrong, perceived or projected something wrong, where you were judged, where you were rejected, where you were ridiculed, where somebody said you did the wrong thing, right? Any of that, just let that come up, and we're going to just clear that out through all lifetimes, spaces, dimensions, and realities for every aspect of you. We're going to bring that energy to neutral. So as we're doing this clearing on some of these fears, we're bringing it to neutral, but I also want to ask you a question. What if you didn't do anything wrong? What if you are good enough? What if instead of being rejected, you're accepted? What if instead of being judged, you're appreciated? How does that feel in your body now? Being accepted, being appreciated, being good enough, etc. See how that feels in your body now. And we're going to ramp that up, amp that up 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 40 times, 50 times. Take a deep breath and hold. And just release whenever you're ready. So now when you are feeling into yourself, into that fear, lack of fear now, right? Be that person. Embody the acceptance, embody the appreciation, right? Embody the being good enough, not making mistakes, doing the right thing, okay? Embody all that within yourself. All right, and so when it comes to self-sabotage, so self-sabotage is many different aspects of self-sabotage, but where are you standing in your way? Where are you? For me, when I look at self-sabotage, for some of you, it's about protecting yourself. So just feel that for yourself. How does that feel? So when you're self-sabotaging, are you really just protecting your old you? Are you just protecting the status quo, maintaining the status quo? Because something's going to change, right? And when something changes, we don't know what that's going to be like, right? So that fear of the unknown, right? So with self-sabotage, etc., we're going to just clear that out for everybody else as well who's listening now, watching, listening later. So then it's also about, if you have a desire in your heart for something, the desire is not put there just willy-nilly, right? It's in there. That desire is there from your higher self, from source, from spirit, right? And if you can tap into that desire on a regular basis, really feel it, and know that whatever that desire is, in some way, it's being of service, right? Being of service to the collective, being of service to humanity, being of service to your clients, being of service to the planet, being of service to spirit. So really feel that for a moment, being of service to spirit, source, the universe, God, goddess, creator. So now it's like the desire is put in your heart by your higher self, by your soul, right? By source. And so you have that feeling of wanting to be of service, wanting to create more, wanting to do more, to be more. And then that self-sabotage piece comes in of the unknown, right? The change, right? So that's when you need to bring in trust. Trust that if you are given this desire in your heart by source, you're going to have also the willpower, the stamina, the resources, and the support to make it come to fruition. That does not mean that somebody else is going to do it, right? You're still doing it, right? But you're going to have the encouragement and support from source and your team to bring it to fruition. How does that feel now? Good, better? Yeah, awesome. That answered your question about the self-sabotage, or cleared up some of that energy about the self-sabotage. Awesome, good. And so that's something that you want to always ask yourself, right? It's like, where am I coming from? Where is this fear coming from? Where is this energy of self-sabotage coming from, right? And how can I now change it to be of service? And how can I change it now to be trusting in spirit, trusting in my divine support team, trusting in myself? Okay. So that's a few pieces on, what's stopping you from skyrocketing your healing business. Yes, if you have questions, please raise your hand or type your question in the chat about whatever's coming up for you specifically, right? And a lot of times the only thing that is stopping us from creating what we want is ourselves. It's hard, it's sometimes we do have what's the word? Sometimes external factors, like, we might have an illness, we might have family things going on, right? We might have other stuff happening, but in essence, usually it's just ourselves. Yeah, the fear of moving forward, fear of the unknown, fear of failure. Yeah, so we just did the fear of the unknown. But the fear of moving forward is, again, the same sort of thing. It's like not wanting to take a chance, not wanting to take a risk, because of the fear of making mistakes, being on the wrong path, taking the wrong step, right? Not knowing what's going to happen next. It's all about the fear of the unknown, the moving forward as well. And it all comes down to making mistakes. So we did a clearing already for making mistakes, right? And the fear of failure. So what if you didn't have a fear of failure, but you had a fear of being successful, right? And even the fear of failure, what's the worst thing about failure? What's the worst thing? You fall down flat on your face. People say things, look at you in a different way, and we're like, what was she thinking? That's it. And then what? Next day, you wallow in self-pity for a while, and then the next day you're like, all right, that was not what I wanted. That was not what I expected. That was not what I, was expecting to happen. So I was like, all right, let's start again. So how many times have I fallen flat on my face? Many. And how many times have I gotten back up and done something else? Many. So again, that's you stopping you, right? Destiny, you want to just ask a question, as long as it's not something to do with, entities, etc. Because I'm not doing that.
There's like fear, or almost like like I'm being punished in some way or something. It feels like.
Okay, so
energy or something.
So if you're feeling like you're being punished, right? Just take a deep breath, be in your heart space, and really ask, is that true? So God does not punish. My understanding of God does not punish.
Right.
My understanding of me, Alara, punishes myself. I've done it, so I know what that feels like. And the thing is, when you're punishing yourself, what is there in the past that you haven't forgiven? What is there in the past that you haven't let go of? What is there in the past that you haven't accepted?
That's okay. I'm not sure what that is.
Well, and that's the thing, when somebody, I'm going to sound really rude to a lot of people, but when you say, I don't know, that's not true. That's just your emotions and your mind trying to stop you from getting to the truth of what it is. So when that happens, and it happens, okay, I'll be honest, it happens. When I go to a healer and they ask me, where are you feeling that in your body? I'm like, I don't know. It's like, I never feel anything in my body in that way. I don't know. Right. But it's like, all right, if I were to feel it somewhere, where would it be? So if you were to know what it was, what do you think it is? You don't have to tell us, of course, right? But if you did know, what would it be? And this might be something, Destiny and everybody else, that you might want to brainstorm and write down. Okay, because there might be, there might be some surface level stuff, but then the more that you write, the more that you list stuff, that you're going to go deeper and deeper till you get to the core of what that is. Right. A lot of times for me, it was, I thought I was doing, I don't know, the wrong thing, so I always felt like it's judgment, right? I was judging myself, right? I'm the biggest judge of myself. I don't judge anybody else, but I used to be the biggest judge of myself, right? So where are you judging yourself? So if you're punishing, it means you're judging yourself, right? In some way. So anywhere where you are judging yourself, would you please just let that go? And we're going to bring in the energy of compassion and forgiveness right now. So Kuan Yin is coming in. I didn't know this was going to be such a healing call, but okay, Kuan Yin's going to come in just to help to clear that energy, of judgment and persecution and punishment, which is bring in the energies of compassion. The Divine Mother is also coming in, bringing the energies of compassion, and allowing that to fill up your entire body and being, energy field and aura. And going into those pieces and parts of you that you don't want to look at, right? So when we say, I don't know, it's because we don't want to look at it. And that's fair, okay? That's not a judgment, right, at all. That is fair. There are still parts of my life that I'm not looking at. I don't want to look at, it's like, so there's, from my childhood, I was like, I don't know, but I think I don't want to go there. Okay. So know that. So we're just bringing in these energies from Kuan Yin and Divine Mother to all those places and spaces that you don't want to look at yet, and giving you the courage to look at it. Okay, so bringing in compassion for you to look at it, because once you're able to look at it, then you can change it. Right? Then it's not going to be standing in your way. And then you can create the healing business that you want, or the life that you want. Okay, does that help? Awesome, good. Thank you for that. So that's going to continue throughout the call, okay? The energies from Kuan Yin and Divine Mother are going to continue, and Mother Mary is also coming in right now as well. So there's a lot of compassion and mercy and just self-love energies coming in, okay? So just receive that for yourself, everyone. All right, thank you, Destiny.
Thank you, Lara.
All right, so Cindy, you had a question?
Two thoughts came to me. Sometimes when some of us, when we're working our business, we're afraid to ask for money, and or there's also this feeling of, well, I can't work my business because I don't have any more money. You have to have money to make money, or I can't, you know, my business put me in debt, so now I gotta work it off. So
yeah, absolutely. And so that part of that energy of debt, right, that paying off, and even that energy of like you said, hitting rock bottom, right, and also the business not doing well, right? So even that, there's a judgment energy there, right? So if you're judging the past that was your business, how can you expect it to flourish and grow when there's judgment there? Right? Judgment, and I hate to use the word kills, but stops the flow. Okay. So instead, it's about coming to the acceptance of, okay, so at that time, maybe the business was done in that aspect, whatever it was doing at that time. Maybe at that time, that was all the business wanted to do. But now is it time for the business to do more and different? So part of you is going to have to ask your business, all right, business, right? Do you want to start moving, right? Getting the energy flowing? Do you want to start serving clients and customers? Do you want to have more pizzazz is what they're saying. I don't know why they're saying pizzazz. I've never used that word pizzazz and oomph. So it's like creating the energy of the business wants to be amped up, ramped up, but it wants to be more electric and more generative. Does that make sense?
yes.
So it wants more energy pumped into it, right? So you want to focus on your business as a separate entity, right? There's you, and then there's your business, right? So you want to be able to send your business energy so that it has something to grow with. So it's kind of like giving it seeds and like a little bit of nurturing so that it can start to flourish and grow. How does that feel?
That feels really good. I like those words you use, like pizzazz and.
I know I don't normally. I've never used that word pizzazz and oomph. Maybe I've used oomph, but I've never used pizzazz. Right. So that's specifically for you.
Thank you.
Your business wants some pizzazz. I don't even know what that means, but you know, it's like, so part of it is like, you know, focusing on your business, loving it, and saying, you know what, I'm sorry that it didn't work out before. So do the Ho'oponopono prayer for your business. Say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you that it didn't work out before. But you know what, now it's a new day. It's a new energy. I'm different, you're different. Let's start creating something new. So you don't want to, you know, go back to your business the way it was before and start to like revive it. You want to create a new, all right, with fresh energy.
Yes.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, exactly. That's the thought that's just coming to me too, is taking, when we're at that situation or time where it's not going anywhere, like you're saying, look at it, and there's something we still have to do or learn.
Absolutely.
Bring newness to our business.
But again, it's a new time, it's a new place, it's a new energy, right? So you don't want to be imposing your old values and beliefs and your old patterns on the business from the olden days. You want it to be new now, right? So see, I want you to see your business as So what I'm getting is like a small child, right? A small child who is like all giggly and happy and joyful and just wants to play. Okay. And I'm seeing this child as your business, this child like with like glowing energy all around it, like a rainbow type energy all around it though, so not just on top or whatever, just all around it. And that is going to help it to feel different and feel like it's wanted even. Okay. So see your new business that way. Manisha says like a renaissance. Yeah, absolutely. So it's a new time and place. It's a new energy. You're new. It's new. Everything is new, right? So don't think of your business the same way you did before. It's not. But do the Ho'oponopono prayer for the old business that was. Okay. We can all do that, right? So for sure. Shame. What does that mean, Agnieszka? Specifically, shame is, shame for your business that was, or your business you want to create, but you have shame around it. What does that mean?
You were talking about fear of success,
Mm-hmm.
and then when we fell, because and it was fear of failure and success, that when we fell, what we feel, and it came to me shame.
Yeah, so you felt a lot of shame when your successful business failed.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. So let's clear that, because shame is just going to keep you at a low vibration, right?
Yes.
So anywhere and everywhere in all lifetime, space, dimensions, and realities where you experienced shame or where you were shamed by other people, would you like to let that go and clear that now? Just say yes. This is for everybody, because I'm sure we've all experienced this at some point in our lives and with our businesses and in our businesses. And again, like, yes, the business failed, but I will, again, it's always coming back to appreciating what the business was for you and being grateful for what it was. Okay. So yes, it failed for some reason, but maybe its time was done. Okay. So if you can appreciate and be grateful for the business that was and what it provided you, that's going to help you to come out of the shame more easily. But the shame, I know, is you feeling shame because your business failed. So I just want to ask you to, instead of focusing on the shame, I want you to focus on the accomplishment that you did experience when the business was successful. So, I just want to give a quick example for a long time ago. I'm not going to say how long time ago, I used to run a sports bar. And I had never run a sports bar. At that point, I hardly drank. I was 22. Okay. So I hardly drank. I didn't know how to, do any of that. And so then I started running the sports bar, and I had to learn how to do everything, including make all the drinks, pour the beer. I didn't even know how to pour beer, like draft beer, kind of thing. And I had to, deal with the bartenders and the waitresses. And sometimes I had to be in the kitchen and cook. That was the worst. And nobody, when I was in the kitchen, they were careful to stay out of the kitchen, right? But the part of it that is important is that before I did that, I had no experience doing that whatsoever. And it was a huge success. And the success was, for me, doing something brand new that I'd never done before, right? It was brand new. I'd never done it. Didn't know what I was doing. But you know what? By the end of it, it was like, I could, it's no problem, no issue, right? So focusing on your accomplishments that you are proud of, right? That's going to help to bring the shame level down, right? So always go back to, whenever you're feeling a negative emotion, always, like, what's the opposite of, where can you find something positive about yourself and or the business? And so I always bring that up because I was so proud of myself, because like I said, I didn't know how to even pour a draft beer properly. The first couple of beers were like lots of head on it, lots of foam, right? So I had to learn everything. And the same thing with the telesummit industry. I didn't know anything, and I didn't know anyone, right? And so so I'm proud of the fact that I can, when I set my mind to something, do something and be successful at it, because I will do whatever it takes, right? So even with the sports bar, I was there every day, 20 hours a day, or maybe not 20. Sometimes I slept there, so maybe 20, right? I was there all the time. There was like, I was going to do it. I was going to learn it because I had no choice, right? I had to do it. And so I did. And so part of that for me is the accomplishment of, you know what, and the pride even, that no matter what it is, I can do it. I know I can. And so the shame goes away because it was one experience. And don't let that story of the shame then color and affect the rest of your life. That was one small moment in the whole expanse of time. Does that help?
I wanted to say more maybe about this shaman's business. I was first woman in the family who became rich, and my father was very proud of me. And then at the end, I lost everything totally, and I even have debts till now. And this kind of shame, and that my father can't be proud of me, you know, somehow. This just holds me, but I can't start my own business.
No, you can't say I can't. You're choosing not
I can.
to.
Yes.
You're choosing not to. And
I'm afraid. Yeah.
Yeah. But whether your father is proud of you or not, that has nothing to do with you. That's his thing, right? So my parents never once said I'm proud of you about anything. So that was not anything that motivated me in any way. Okay, so for me, it was my pride for myself. I was able to do something that I'd never done before. Okay, I would love it if my parents were to say to me, "Oh my God, I'm so proud of you." It's never going to happen because that's just not the way they are, right? They probably feel it, but you know they don't say it. But the thing is, you know, yes, maybe your father is not proud of you anymore. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, why are you letting that stop you from creating your life? Why are you giving his emotions more power than your creativity and your, you know, willpower?
It's a huge fear inside.
Yeah, that means it's really important to you, right? You've made it really important and significant. So what about if you make your creating something new? It doesn't have to be the same degree, but just start small. I think you're just overwhelmed with how great it was, and so now your expectation is it has to be that way again. Maybe. But you won't get anywhere if you don't take one small step. You don't have to create a $1 million business in one day, right?
Okay.
Because even that old business, did you create it all in one day?
No,
right? So baby steps, right? So the fear is stopping you from moving forward, but who loses in the end? You and your potential clients.
Yes.
Right? It has nothing to do with your father. Right? And what are you teaching the other women in your family now? That yes, you can be strong once, but you can never get back up again? Nope. And there's no judgment, by the way. I'm just saying. Absolutely no judgment.
I never thought about it, what I am teaching women in my family.
Yeah, well, you are a role model, right? We all are, right? We are always modeling for other people. Okay. And you know,
anyone in my family has got a business. I mean, none of them, you know. I was first, I collapsed, and no one is brave enough to run a business.
You don't know that. That's their story. That's their issue. You have no control over that. And please don't say that it collapsed. So focus on how successful it was. Look at what you built, and it was successful. Right? And if you were able to build something and it was successful once, you can do it again. You have that within you.
Yes, I built many businesses later on, but it was always for someone, never for me.
Yeah, so
this is the thing that.
So make yourself a priority. Right? Make yourself a priority. Okay. Are you not worth it? And this is for everybody, by the way. This is not just for Agnieszka, right? Are you making yourself a priority? Are you not worth?
I am not. I am not making myself a priority.
Yeah, so anywhere and everywhere in our lifetime, space of dimensions and realities where you did not put yourself first, where you don't make yourself a priority, where you made others a priority and others didn't make you a priority, would you like to let that go and clear that?
Yes. Thank you.
And we're going to bring that up to neutral again. And I just want you to feel now what it would be like, what it would feel like to create a business for yourself. It doesn't have to be the same way as it was before, just anything for yourself, but for you, because you want to, not because you think you should, or you're the only woman in the family who can because you did it before. No, forget everybody else, just for you. Tap into that energy, feel it in your heart space. You've done it before. You know what it feels like. You know what to do. You know how to do it. The energy is all there. Tap into that energy of creation, of success, of building, of growing, creating. Take a deep breath. Expand that out. And release whenever you're ready. Okay, hopefully that helps. Let me know how you're feeling now, okay? All right. So a lot of times, hopelessness. Yeah, and we have all experienced hopelessness from time to time. But do you have a ritual? Do you have a something that you turn to in those moments when you're feeling hopeless, that you can switch that energy, switch that mindset, switch those emotions, right? So for me, sometimes, it's the Ho'oponopono prayer. I will do that. Sometimes I will listen to some Hindi devotional music, right? Because I like that, makes me feel good. So it's about shifting your energy, shifting your thoughts, shifting your mindset. We all have those moments of feeling hopeless, but don't let it keep you stuck there, because none of these feelings are permanent, right? So this too shall pass, but only if you do something about it. If you do work with the energy, if you work with your thoughts, if you work with moving your body, okay? Something is changing inside of me. Thank you. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. All right. So, I don't often do these calls, right, for myself, but I'm just so loving it so much. It's like I should do these more often. I feel hopeless in certain relationships and interactions. Oh, helpless. Yeah. And so sometimes when you feel helpless, is it time to let go? Okay. Is it time to let that go? And, if you have, and like we are specifically talking about businesses here today, but if you have a business that you also feel helpless in, is it time to let that business go and create something new? Or is it time to pivot and change your direction, change your focus? Right? A lot of people had to pivot during COVID, right? A lot of people used to only do like live events in person, and they couldn't because of the COVID restrictions, etc. So they had to pivot. And so what did they do? They started doing everything online. And guess what? They made way more money than they did before. Right? So be willing to pivot. When something, when the energy of your business or relationships, interactions, engagements is feeling like the energy is low, right? What can you change? And sometimes it's about within us. We have to let go. It's like, all right, it's time to let that go and embrace, like Cindy says, embrace change. Absolutely. Change is always a certainty, right? There's always going to be change. So when you can embrace change and go with the flow more and more, you will have more insights coming in, more ideas coming in, more awareness is coming in, right? But if you don't want to change, if you just want to stay the way you are, I'm not sure about that. With dental business, I've let it go and I'm ready to pivot. Awesome. That's great. And so what are you pivoting into, Madalena? right? What is your new pivot going to be?
Oh, hi. I think it's easier to talk directly. So I let go the dental business in the sense of having an office, and I will just get a part-time job to somebody else instead. And I'm ready to pivot in energy healing. I actually last year I did some energy healing. I was associated in somebody else's platform. Yeah. So
okay, good.
I like to do both, and then I let the business go because that was not fitting my actual vibration anymore.
Yeah. So you've let that business go, but now you're creating a new business, right? So you're shifting your energy into this new business. Right?
Yes.
So as you're letting go of the old business, make sure that you are giving it thanks and appreciation and gratitude for everything it gave you.
I will do that. I didn't do that. Yeah. I will do that.
That's going to help you with your new business.
Yes. Yeah, makes sense. I will.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So again, when it comes to skyrocketing your healing business, it's like, what is your intention with your healing business? I'll be honest. Is it to make money or is it to be in service? Those are two different questions, right? Are you in the healing energy business to make money or to make an impact? Okay, to impact lives, right? You can have both. Okay, you can definitely have both, right? But I want you to make your focus to be impact and service, and then the money is a what is the word? Side benefit. Okay, so when it comes to energy healing or spiritual business of any sort, I don't really like shoulda, woulda, coulda, but the intention should always be service, impact. How can you support other people, right? Supporting community, supporting the planet, supporting humanity, supporting consciousness, supporting the collective. And then the money part is a side benefit. The more that you are able to help other people, give them what they need, the more that money will flow to you if you're willing to receive it. Okay, if you're willing to receive it. So yes, both for sure. But so, if you have to do like a 70-30 split, 60-40 split, okay, 50-50 split, whatever happens to be, but just try and make it 51-49. Okay, just even that 1% more. Right. So yes, serving goes first. Absolutely. Yes. Awesome. Good. All right, where were we? Whew. So that's the intention of your business. And then it's like, this is a funny question that's coming to me. Do you really want to work with people? I know it's a silly question, but do you really want to work with people? I'm going to assume the answer is yes. But if you're like hemming and hawing, it's like, oh, not really. Sometimes they're like annoying, or sometimes they're like not nice, or they're not friendly, whatever happens to be, whatever's coming up for you. If there's judgment around serving clients or having clients, people, etc., especially if there's any judgment there, it's going to stop the flow, right? So you want to be appreciating, loving, being grateful for your clients and community first and foremost. And at the same time, they are the way that source contributes to you. So, I have a lot of clients, which is great. I have a wonderful community, which is great. And I'm so grateful and appreciative, and I love you all. At the same time, money does not come from you. It's coming from source through you to me, right? Everything comes from source, right? But you are the conduit for that to come to me. Does that make sense? So if you understand, if you get that your connection to your receiving of money is not coming from your clients, it's coming from source, that's going to help you to have more ease with receiving money, for example, because some people cannot receive money for, you know, many reasons, but we're not going into that today, right? So just always bring yourself back to that whatever I'm receiving from source. It's coming through these different people, yes, but it's coming from source, God, creator, universe, etc. Okay, does that make sense? Does that help with anything? Yes, awesome, good. All right, so that was a piece that was coming through. Brenda says, from working with Alara, when moments come in as hopelessness or desperation, I remember seeing Alara putting her hand up, saying stop, then hear her voice saying no. Then I either vision myself doing or actually doing the tail wagging movement. Yeah, changing the energy I was in. So grateful for Alara's. Oh, you're so welcome, Brenda. Thank you. Yeah, I was trying to be nice and not say stop. And I was trying to be nice. But yes, I you know, for clients who are, you know, VIP who've been working with me for a long time, I will specifically say to them when they start getting into those gremlins of thinking certain ways, their energy's down, you know, their mindset is not as empowered as it could be, I will say stop. Number one, just stop and say no and shift your thinking, shift your energy, shift your mindset. Get outside, stand in the sun for a few minutes, walk around, play with your dog, do something, but shift that energy, right? Because you can, okay? And you don't have to stay in any energy or thought pattern that you don't want to. Thank you, Brenda. Like I said, I was trying to be nice on this call. Thank you, Manisha. Yeah, any other questions coming up? So when it comes to, I mean, I'm just going to keep talking while I wait for questions to come up. You can raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat. But when it comes to skyrocketing your business, a lot of it has to do with your mindset. And, you know, are you willing to be visible? Are you willing to be seen? Are you willing to be seen making mistakes? Are you willing to be seen being vulnerable? Are you willing to be seen falling flat on your face? Are you willing to receive judgments from people? I'm gonna tell you, you better be willing, okay? Because otherwise, you're not going to be able to create the business that you want. We are in a relationship universe here, okay? So which means we're always in relationship with somebody else. We're always in a relationship with ourselves. We're always in a relationship with the planet. We're always in a relationship with source, right? So there are going to be times when you are going to rub somebody the wrong way. Don't take it personally. It's their thing. It's their issue. It's not yours. You just be you. Do I make mistakes? Absolutely. I'm sure I do. I'm sure I do. I am sure I do. I'm sure I offend people all the time. But you know what? I'm not perfect. I'm not claiming to be perfect, but I am claiming to be here to do what lights me up, what lifts me up. I'm not here to do what I came here to do because you know what? I'm just going to say something, but I'm not going to say it. There's no shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? There's no something you have to do that you came here to do. No, it's in the moment what's lighting you up. In the moment, what is, you know, important for you? What is your focus and intention in the moment? Okay. I've learned this the hard way. I've learned this by asking a million people, what am I supposed to be doing? What's my purpose? Blah, 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 you know? So instead, it's like, you know what is calling to you now in this moment? Get still, connect within your heart space and ask, okay, God, source, higher self, what do you want to do now? Not what did I come here to do? No, what do you want to do now? Right? Ask your body, what do you want to do now? Okay, what would be fun? What would feel like get your juices flowing, get your energy moving, right? What do you want to do now? How can we serve? That was my prayer for the longest time, right? I would sit in meditation. I would never ask for anything, but my prayer was, how can I serve? Show me the way. That was my prayer. How can I serve? Show me the way. I didn't ask, you know, anybody, please tell me what to do. Please, you know, I didn't do any of that, but it's like, just, God, I'm here to serve. Please show me the way. And then the information comes to you. The inputs, that's not the right word, but you get like these inputs of energy, they come to you, right? And then you take action on it, right? If you get an insight or awareness or an input or desire in your heart, then take action on it. Messy action is better than no action at all, right? Yeah, when you get those inspirations, absolutely. Thank you, Cindy, right? Take action on it. If it feels good, in your body, in your heart, not just up here, right? If it feels good and it's not coming from ego, and it's not like, oh, if I do this, I'm going to be this great big person. No. If it feels good here, take action, small action, and then consistent action, and see where it leads you. I always say, you know what, I don't know what I'm doing, but this is what I'm doing in the moment, and then we'll see where it goes. Let's see how it plays out. Let's see what happens next, right? And so part of that is trusting the universe and trusting yourself. Part of that is going with the flow and being in the flow, right? Being in the flow of the universe, flow of the moment, just being in the flow of who you are, okay? So you have to be willing to be visible, be willing to be judged, be willing to be rejected, be willing to be criticized, right? So anywhere and everywhere in all lifetime, space, and dimensions and realities where you were not willing to be and you resisted it, and that resistance is coming up now, would you like to let that go and clear that? In this time and place, we're not going to be killed or hanged or burned at the stake, okay? We're not, but we are going to be judged. Are you willing to be judged? Are you willing to be questioned by people? Are you willing to be rejected by people? There might be people on the call now or who listen later, like, I don't know what she's talking about, but she's got a screw loose. Okay. Okay. Right. But this is who I am in this moment, and being true to you. So we're just going to release and let go of all that energy from the past that is still informing you now to stay stuck, stay small, stay limited, stay invisible. I'm going to bring everybody back up to neutral. And instead, we're going to bring in the energy of what it feels like to bask in the energy of God's love. So I just want you to see, feel, hear, and perceive the ray of love from the divine shining down on you as you're standing in the limelight, right? So that, just saying you're standing with the light on you, but it's the rays of divine love from source. See how that feels. It's not the bright glare, right? But it's that loving embrace energy, that loving supportive energy, that loving empowering energy that says, you've got this, you can do this. I've got your back. Feel that. Feel it in your bones, feel it in your cells, feel it in every single part of you, that love and support from the divine showering down on you, that beam of light streaming down on you. Yeah, take a deep breath and hold. Release whenever you're ready. And how does that feel now? How does that feel to be seen as the divine sees you? Bathed in love, bathed in support, bathed in these empowering energies. Bathed in, yeah. I like it. It's a wonderful feeling, right? It's telling me that you've got this. Just follow your heart, follow your energy, follow the light, follow what lights you up, and keep going, right? It's about keeping going. When things get tough, when things are not fun, right? That's when you keep going. And that's when you turn to your support team, your friends, your family, your coach, your healers, and say, hey, I just need a minute. You know, I'm just not feeling like myself in the moment. Can you please give me a little bit of support here? Just laugh with me, just smile with me, just, you know, remind me who I really am. Right. And that support and that remembrance is, I'm hoping, what you are receiving on the call here today and all of my shows and all of my calls, that remembrance of the brilliance of you, the magic of you, the divinity that is you. And as I say that, I have tears, right? Because I want you to know that you can do and be anything that you want, whatever you want. And those gremlins and those moments of less than, we can fix that. We can heal that. We can clear that. That is not you. And if you can't do it yourself, we are here to support you. We will help you do that. Okay? Because we need you. We need your light. We need your gifts. We need your love. We need your healing. The world, I'm not going to say the world is broken, but the world needs a lot of help. Humanity at the moment needs help. The planet needs help. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm supposed to read that aloud, Manisha, because you sent it just to me, but thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, please do listen for sure. Sally, thank you. Very inspiring. Good. And I'm honestly hoping that it's going to inspire you to create your best life and the business that you want to create. For those of you who are healers, right? Know that, you know, we are here to support you. Obviously, you know, I have thank you, Manisha. So Manisha said, OMG, you are so amazing. This is the best call and healer I have attended. Please do more such calls. One can use the nuggets in any business. Thank you so much. I have become so emotional and tears rolling down. We'll listen to the call again. Thank you so much. I so appreciate that. So yes, if you are a healer, obviously, you know, I want to just share briefly, you know, you've seen the email about already. Zoom user, go ahead. I think it's Stella, right? Yeah. You have to unmute, Stella. If you can. I can't, I mean, I can try, but I doubt it. Ah, yeah, you're driving. Drive carefully if you're driving. Yeah, you're still muted. You're still muted.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
I'm driving from Los Angeles to Las Vegas.
Oh, wow, fun.
Well, I am a, you know that I'm a healer.
Yeah.
And I just let them use all my gifts. I was afraid of telling people what they were doing wrong or what was going on in their lives or making them face their devils, right? So now I've been doing emotional code from Dr. Bradley Nelson.
Yeah.
And it's so rewarding to see what a miracle that's when you do that to people, how they miraculous change. I mean,
absolutely,
when they get rid of all of those emotions, all of those traumas that they had all lifetimes.
Yeah, for sure. It's a very powerful modality. Yes, for sure.
It's a very powerful modality. I went yesterday to a man that had 49 years old, a kidney. One of his kidneys has been bad for 14 years. Mm-hmm. And so I got the emotional release and I told him right out, it's your father, your brother, your wife, all of these that you've been holding, and the guy was just in shock, like, what? And he started to cry and cry. And fortunately for him, his mother was taking care of him.
Yeah.
And she did make a lot of mistakes because the brother used to beat him, used to cause him to get in trouble. The brother did the bad things and he accused him of doing it. And his mother will beat him up and his father will beat him up instead of the brother. So that created a great, damage to his life and his kidneys. And once his mother was there, so she was able to, after I left, I found out that she asked him to forgive her for all the things that she didn't believe in, and things like that. So things like that is, it just makes my heart so, when you can do a little bit for somebody and you can see the change in some people.
Yeah.
I did like you did. Show me, what do I do? What is it I have to do to help people? I'm in that age that I don't, but I can't help my family.
That's okay.
I can help others, but I can't help my own family.
And that's the way it is with a lot of people. My family doesn't come to me for healing or anything either, so
yeah, they all Christians and they think I'm a witch.
That's fine. So this is not about forcing or healing on anybody, right? It's about them choosing something for themselves.
Exactly.
Just being available to be of service, right?
Yes, and I heard about that lady that feels so bad because she failed. Well, we all fail at, we fail when we get married and we think it's going to be forever. And
yes, I've had
never going to be forever. Yeah, me too. I had two, and then the third one, and
exactly,
and
I'm
that's
in the third one
okay.
too.
That's okay. That's okay. That's what it took for me to be happy. That's fine.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I did have a business, and I had a business like her, and I failed. I mean, we lost it. We lost everything. I had to start all over again. But we all go through that, and we don't have to please nobody. Nobody.
Yeah,
you have to please your own self. You have to do what makes you happy.
Hallelujah. And absolutely.
Never live to please our parents, because our parents, I'm Latino, they always want us to do what they wanted to do. Since they were not successful in what they wanted to do, they keep on pushing us to be who they wanted to be. Yeah. No, we were born to be us.
Exactly.
And we have a mission here as us. And so that lady could do her own business, and she was able to make other businesses for other people. I know she's gonna, whatever she sets out today to do, I know she's gonna be very successful.
Absolutely. And success is different to every person, right? So whatever success means to you, but it starts when you take a step, so it's about taking that step and continuing to take a step, continuing and believing in yourself that you can do it because you've done it before, right? You've done it before, and so you can do it again.
I hope that. I hope that lady finds somebody that will do emotional release on her, because it could come from other lifetimes that she has had all those fails, and it continues to go. So hopefully she can find somebody.
Yeah, there's definitely some healing to be done. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Awesome. She needs to get that done. And thank you for letting me participate. Thank you for always being there for all of us.
Oh, thank you.
You're always there for all of us, and
please
you
drive
bring such a fantastic people.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate all you do for us. At least for me, I learned a lot from you.
Good. I'm glad. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and mute you. Love you too, Stella. Thank you. Drive carefully.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna try and mute her. Okay. Oops. Yes. Okay. Good. All right. So I just want to, again, I've sent out a few emails about the I'm going to share my screen in a second. The Global Virtual Summit Shining Star. So I'm just going to put the link in the chat for those of you who want to look at it now, but I'm going to share my screen anyways. And, 1 second. Shining Star. Try to keep it as simple thing. Yeah, okay. So let me just share my screen. And we're just going to talk about it briefly. Okay, so it's not going to be like it's not a big sales pitch or anything like that. But I just wanted to go over a little bit with everybody really quick. All right, so that's why I called today's call Skyrocket Your Energy Healing Business, right? So I know that a lot of you would like to, you know, be on a telesummit, grow your business, have a bigger reach, right? To reach more people, to help more people, to support more people, and at the same time, you know, have the money, have the impact, all of that stuff, right? So if you are a powerful gifted healer, light worker, coach, or soulful entrepreneur, if you'd like to take your energy healing business to the next level, if you feel that right now is when your gifts are needed the most, and I'll tell you, your gifts are needed the most right now, absolutely. And you are yearning to do the work that you're born to do. And so here, you know, like I will say, well, there's no such thing as born to do, but sometimes we do have that deep yearning from our heart of something that we want to create, something that we want to experience, something we want to do, right? So, and if you're being called by spirit to move forward on your path and do your service work, a lot of times we are guided by spirit. We are nudged by spirit to move forward. So are you following that calling? Are you following that nudge, right? Are you following those insights and that those inputs and the inspiration that you're receiving? And if you know that you have the solution to someone's problem, but you're feeling like the world's best kept secret, and a lot of times that's the case. We I know you're amazing. I know you can help people, but nobody knows about you, right? And like Stella was saying, her family doesn't even get help from her. My family doesn't get help from me, right? Even though I'm an amazing healer, an amazing coach, it's like, okay, right? But you know, like if more people knew you, then more people will be helped by you, right? Supported by you. And again, any work that we do, the healing work, coaching work, whatever, it's again, you know, for me, everything comes through me from source. So it's not just me doing the work, it's the source energy, my guides, your guides that are working with me and through me to help you, to assist you, to facilitate that change. Sometimes it's just to hold space so that you can see life from a different perspective, see business from a different perspective. Right. And if there was a simple step-by-step method that is proven to elevate your status, boost your credibility and authority, and massively ramp up your visibility, absolutely. The telesummit is that model, right? I mean, I've been doing this now since 2013, and I've had over 100 different guests on my show. Some are regulars I have all the time. Some come on for a couple of seasons, sometimes only one. It just depends, right? But they've all been able to experience what it's like to reach more people, right? And, this empowers you to attract an avalanche of clients and customers faster than you ever thought possible. And this is the thing, once you are on a telesummit platform, and you're working with those clients, then they're your clients forever, right? They're now on your mailing list. They're now part of your community as well, right? And again, of course, generating sales without the tech overwhelm, because sometimes it can be complicated, right? I'll be honest. But in the telesummit world, there's a set plan, a set format. So would you be willing to say yes to you and your business and give yourself permission to be recognized as the go-to healer in your field who generates income and impact? And that's what I was saying before. Why do you want to do a healing business? Why do you want to grow your business? Is it just for the money? Or is it for service? So it's impact and income, right? With integrity and alignment, right? So I'm just going to really briefly in the group program, some of you have already booked a session with me, and I appreciate that. And we will, we're doing those sessions now. And so we'll talk more deeply about that in our session. But there in the group program, there will be one-on-one calls with me. There's going to be live group trainings and Q&A calls. So you get to get all your questions answered. You will have live appearances on the show, Awaken to Happiness Now. You're going to receive the audio video recordings from all of our calls and so much more, right? So we are going to be working with the marketing, social media, the special offer package, product creation, speaker training, and a lot more than that, right? So again, right now, we're just asking you to book your Shining Star breakthrough call, right? Book your call. We'll get together we'll talk, we'll see if you're a fit, if I'm a fit for you, we're a fit together, right? And then we'll go from there, okay? So if you would like to be the next Global Virtual Summit Shining Star, book your breakthrough call with me and we will talk about it. All right, so how does that sound? Of course, like I said, some of you have already booked your sessions, which I really appreciate. Some of you have not yet, but please do so. And you know, what we talked about here is not the only thing that we're going to talk about in the session, right? So this is just broad, general. When we have our one-to-one session, it's going to be more me and you talking about what your business is specifically, okay? Anybody have any questions? I see, Madalena, that you're unmuted. Nope, okay, good. Anybody have any questions? Go ahead. Yes, no, maybe so? Okay, I'm gonna assume, Madalena, it's a no. I'm gonna go ahead and mute you. Yeah, okay. Our parents are of a different generation. Absolutely. And the whole world is totally different than it was for our parents. So, you know, it's not gonna be the same. Anything else? Anything coming up? Any questions? How's the energy now? Agnieszka, if you're still here. How are you feeling now? I don't know if you're still here, Agnieszka. Oh yeah, there you are. How are you feeling now? And for everybody, like, you know,
it's
from
working.
Okay,
it's
good.
working, but I feel lighter.
Good, awesome. So just be gentle with yourself, okay? Just let it work through. Let it keep working, okay? Good. I know I love you. You know, sometimes I sound tough, but I love you, okay? And that's the thing, you know, sometimes I sound very tough and it's tough love, yes, but it's also because I know something more and different is available for you, right? And I don't want your thoughts, your feelings, your past to hold you hostage anymore, okay? So that's what we all have to look at. It's like, we don't want to hold ourselves hostage anymore. When would the group calls be? They're well, depending on when we get through all of the calls with people that are booking the sessions, they're probably going to start mid October-ish, probably. I was thinking mid October-ish, but we'll see depending on the calls and how they go. And so that it's yeah, we'll talk, Brenda, when we have our session, okay? Because it's still, you know, dependent on the people that register, etc. Okay. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? And so I have one request. Okay. I have one request. If you book a session with me, please honor the time that you've booked, right? And if you can't make it, please reschedule. And if you can't reschedule because the calendar says it's too late to reschedule, please send me an email. Let me know, right? I would really appreciate that. Destiny, go ahead.
I don't know if we're gonna allow this to answer or not. I mentioned about being punished, and right now I feel like something is really.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. You know, I'm not doing that. Because you know, it's like that is something that you really need help with that we can't help on a call like this. Okay, that's something that you need to work with somebody one-on-one.
Yes.
Right, but we're gonna ask Divine Mother to come in and help you with that. So Divine Mother and Kuan Yin and Mother Mary are still working throughout this call. So we're gonna ask them to come in.
Is it actually me doing it?
Even if it is, it's okay, right? There's no judgment about it, right? If it's you or if it's something else, it's, you know, there's no judgment. It's about you choosing to then not do it anymore. Okay. So we're going to ask the divine feminine energies to come in and support you as you let that go. And at the same time, choose something different. They're coming in to support you to make a different choice. Okay. So just breathe and expand out. Keep breathing, keep expanding out. The more that you're able to expand out, the less that this feeling is going to be as strong as it is for you right in this moment. Okay. Keep expanding out, and you know, like Brenda was saying, say no. Put your hand up and say no. Okay, so just expand out, and we're going to call in the divine team to come in and help you to let that go, and also at the same time bring in some courage to change what you're choosing. Okay, if it is something like that. So I'm, like I said, I'm not going into it, but we're just going to ask them to come in and cut cords. They're saying they're going to come in and cut some cords, and they're also going to come in and surround you with this bubble of like protection, and to bring in this blue light and pink light and gold light surrounding you. Okay, so just be willing to receive that and focus on that right now, not the other stuff. Focus on this support that you're receiving right now from not just the divine feminine, but my entire support team and your support team. Okay, receive that, focus on that. Okay, awesome, good. So keep focusing on that. All right. All right. Okay, so I think we are good. Again, the page is Alara at alara.at /shining star if you'd like to take a look at it. Of course, it's going to be in your email. I think it was in your email today already. And I'm going to put this video up on YouTube as well, and the podcast. But yeah, I think, you know, this was fun. You know, I really enjoyed sharing with you and doing the healing as well, and clearing and just seeing what is coming up in your world. So, you know, I might do this more often. I think I should. I think it'd be fun, right? It's finding the time. So there's time for everything, right? But you really have to look at your priorities, right, as well. So it's like, but this is fun. I like this. So I think we'll do more. So I want to thank you all for your questions. Thank you for being here with me. Of course, watch the replay again, because there was a lot of wisdom. There was a lot of healing and clearing as well on this call. And of course, if you have questions, you can always email me and book the session with me as well. There are some, like this week, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are done. There will be time on Friday. Saturday is no, because I'm celebrating Thanksgiving on Saturday. And so then after that, Sunday, Monday, etc. is fine. So if you're looking for something for a session, it's probably going to be Friday or Sunday, and then moving forward next week. Okay. So I look forward to talking with you. And thank you for spending this time with me. And thank you for all your questions. And thank you for being a part of my community. I so appreciate it. And I just love how, you know, I love being able to support my community in this way, but I love that you are part of such a wonderful community where we're focused on expanding consciousness, where we're focused on self-love and self-care, where we're focused on healing the world and the planet, when we're focused on our spiritual growth and evolution. So thank you for that. I appreciate that so much. And I love you all. All right. So until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your support as well. I almost called you today, Brenda. Thank you, Madalena. We will talk soon, I think, right?
Yes. We have the appointment tomorrow.
Yeah, awesome. All right, we'll talk then.
Sorry for having it to change.
Oh, no problem. Yeah.
To move it from today to tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I'll talk to you then.
Talk
All
to
right,
you
everyone.
then. Thank you.
All
Bye.
right, bye, everyone. Bye. Have a great day, afternoon, evening.
Bye.
Bye.